Hello, namaste. So as promised, we're gonna do a walk around on the project, but alas we cannot do it with the Wi-Fi because first of all the Wi-Fi doesn't work too well, and also we had a lot of power outage last night, so we're gonna just pre-record it and I try to put it on Facebook and YouTube as soon as possible. So here we are actually at the entrance of the project, and this is Rama and Sita, and actually in Thai it's Param and Nang Sita, but in India they would call it Rama and Sita, and they are hugging each other in a embrace, showing the love for each other. And on the other side there is an apsara, and the apsara is very lush, as you can see, and has a bowl with water that she pours out in order to show that she is in abundance of everything. Well, let's walk on a little bit more this way. Here we're trying to plant some pineapples and some lemons over there. This is actually the main house with a little pond in the front, and at the moment we are taking care of Pak Chai, who is a little bit sick, so Pak Chai is also in the front of the house. And here you can also see the new solar light that we have installed. And I thought it was pretty funny to show how far away the project is from Bodh Gaya, Varanasi, Mecca, and also Rome on the top. And then you get a little bit idea. So we're like 8,300 kilometers from Rome. Now you can see it's a little bit dark, but also very lush because of the rain last night, which is extraordinary in April. So we had rain in April. Let's walk over to the Kuan Yin, the Bodhisattva of loving kindness. Kijk er naar, van meer Kuan Yin. And here's one of the many little trails that we have created on the project that you can use for meditative walking. And under there in his own little cave is Lumpur Tuat. Beautiful flowers at the moment, lots of them. Don't know if you can see them closely, but they're just magical. Here we have what we created for some of the stray dogs. And at the moment it's very cool, so they're quite happy anyway. But we also created some nets and making sure that they wouldn't be too hot. จ้าลูกไม่เป็นไรลูกไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไรแค่อัดไว้อยู่ไม่เป็นไร I wish you could smell these. These are frangipani, and they are really very good smelling, beautiful flowers. Here is another walking trail. Here is the Ganesh. The Ganesh. With some crystals around. It's a little bit messy from the heavy rainfall last night, but here's another trail. And then here there's a pond, as you can see. And the pond is something that last night I tried to let you hear the sound, because there's so many frogs in the pond. It's just wonderful to see. And then next to the pond there's the 3 little houses for people who come here to do meditation. With a little terrace also in front where the people have breakfast in the morning. Da, Nelly, Gracie, ไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไรครับมา Here we made some stands, and the idea is that we try to put some Theravada on there. We've made 8 of them just recently, and actually if you want, you can help to donate specifically for a Theravada, and one of these Theravada costs €75. So if you're interested in helping with one of them, then you can actually donate your own Theravada for the project. Here on the side you see a little ditch where the water usually flows when it's raining, making sure that that it all ends up in the pond. And as you can see, we've made bridges so that it connects all the pathways where you can do your walking meditation. And here's again one of the white stands for another Theravada. And up there, if you look closely, you see we've built a little wall. Later on we will see it from the other side. And the idea is that in between that wall, in the future, there's going to be a very small but lovely swimming pool, so that during the very hot days people can relax after the day and cool down a bit. This is Indra, the Hindu god of the earth. It's lovely. There you can hear the birds having a conversation. And you see here, everywhere now we have these UFO lamps. So it lights up in the evening the whole project, so you can walk everywhere safely, because of course in Thailand you also have to watch out for snakes and other little animals that might be creeping around. Here's another one of these stands that we want to place the Theravada on. You see a tree with kanun, which is jackfruit. Now we'll cross through here a little bit to show you parts of an ancient chedi that was already on the project. We found little fundaments of it, and of course we piled on some more stones there ourselves to make sure that everybody could find it easily. But it's quite interesting, and it gives an extra old feeling to the place. What we do on purpose is we leave all the leaves on, as you can see, and we try to take them off the walking paths and leave them on the land, so that the land can actually slowly replenish and become more fertile. And that's what's really been happening the last 8 years. Here's one more stand. You would probably call these yuccas in Holland. We don't call them that in Thai, but in Holland you would call them yuccas. And these are the kind of Theravada that we will be placing on those stands, so that you get an idea. And each of these costs about 75 euro. It's not exact, but about. And we still need to place 8, because then when you're walking, they will welcome you everywhere you go. This we have turned into a banana field. And that's quite interesting, because when we just came here, this was completely infertile. And now it's nice, moist earth, and that's what you can do yourself by replenishing and using all the natural compost that is in your garden anyway. as you can see next door, we're right next to a national park. So it's always quiet here and nice for, you know, really being at peace. And this we call Theravada corner. It's actually 3 Theravadas and a like a sort of king of the Theravadas. Here is, of course, a handmade Buddha foot mark. And this is the crystal cave. Which is also lighted by solar and has lots of crystal pieces in it, such as here you see a very clear piece of crystal. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. And there's actually also some rose quartz in here. Lots of other pieces of crystal and quartz in here. And we've made this about 5 years ago, completely by hand, by our own hands. And actually, if you look carefully, you can still see some of Pui's hand marks in here, you see? Because we had to shape and form it so that it looks natural. You see what a beautiful view you get here from the cave. So it's also very nice to sit here when it's dry, of course, and just look out on the terrace here. Going to make a little diversion to the yogi cave, which is a small cave where the yogi sits himself. And this part here we call the bamboo forest. So, and actually one of our dogs is buried here that died from old age. And under here you can see the yogi in his cave. We'll just walk back this way. Normally you can just carry on there, but we're walking back because I want to get to the top of the project, the highest point, the summit. Here's another one of the stands for the Theravadas. Here is a part of the fundament of the next 3 houses for people who come here to meditate. But due to COVID and the fact that the income hasn't been enough, we haven't been able to finish that yet, but at least the fundament is there. This is actually the second gate, guided also by a Theravada, but we never use it anymore. You can see here, beautiful here, the frangipani are incredibly yellow, very beautiful color. This is in the future going to be the meditation sala, which will be a square building with a tiered roof, so a 2-tiered roof, and the top will be like a golden part of the roof. This is, by the way, where we store part of our water. We have another place where we do that, probably past that later on. Yeah, and then of course from here the view is so incredible that, you know, you look over these mountains, and actually lots of people don't even know this, these mountains, even the mountains still in Chiang Mai, are a part of the outreach mountains of the Himalayas. So there's a connection to the Himalayas. Listen to how quiet it is. Just wonderful. And well, we did a lot of planting here, so I would presume that by the time it's next year, this is going to be very nicely grown here around it, so that you get a lot of coolness when you're in the meditation sala. Enjoy the silence. So wonderful. And down there you see another one of the fundaments to place a Theravada. This piece of land was also completely infertile when we came here, and now you see there's lots of stuff starting to grow, even a small palm tree. Here again, a smaller bamboo bush. This is a smaller kind than the one that you just saw. This little shed was here when we bought the project, and soon we're gonna take it down and then redo it and make it look a lot nicer. And then you can see down there is the possibility for another 3 small houses, and there's also another water storage there. And these are dragon fruits, so in season you can just pick the dragon fruit from here. And there's also a Chinese cherry there with cherries that you can actually make jam from. But of course this is not the season for the cherries, so. So this is the part where we are planning the small pool in the future. That's probably still a while away, but at least we gotta keep dreaming. And you can just imagine sitting here with a couple of people after a day of intensive courses and just relaxing and enjoying the sounds. And from here you can actually take the stairs and go down to the lower part of the project with a little bridge down there. And the reason for the actually Irish style stone walls, I did them up on purpose without cement, but it's very sturdy, even though it doesn't look like it, but it's very sturdy. And it's good because then if you want to sit on the side of the pool or whatever, you have some privacy. Here you can see some of the very big jackfruits. We had to put some bags around them so the insects don't eat them. And they're very well suited for turning them into sort of a kind of dish that makes it taste like it's sort of beefy with the right herbs, without adding any weird preservatives. Here's another trail going down there. On the other side is another trail which goes up actually. This is a pipala tree, which is one of the 3 holy trees in Buddhism under which Lord Buddha meditated. And as you can see, we've made it like a holy spot in the project. And there's actually a Ganesha that's inside the tree that cannot go out anymore because it's been more or less absorbed by the tree. And there's a Buddha there. And then there's of course the Gandhara Buddha, which is seated under the tree. This water tank just recently broke, so we are going to recycle it at a recycling place. And here, quite long shaped, is going to be sort of like a coffee shop with a fridge and the possibility to make your own food, so that in the morning people can just take and eat their own kind of food, the kind of food that they love. And that's usually the thing in hotels, you know, you get incredibly terrible sausages and what have you. And here you can just make your own food. You see that it's mango season. I would think another 2 weeks and they're going to be fine. See a lot of red ants, of course. They like the mango flowers. But in another 2 weeks they're probably edible. And we don't mind if some of the birds eat them, or the ants eat them, or some people can come and collect them here as well, because in my opinion it's all about sharing. So this is actually the walkthrough of the project. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'm just gonna salute the Buddha here, and then I will say bye-bye to you. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Thank you so much for being with me and doing this little journey. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you have questions, or if there's anything else you want to know about what we do on the project, then you can always ask somewhere underneath here. And hope to see you again next time. Sorry that we couldn't do it live. Bye bye. Namaste.